These now are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth, and sons were born to them after the flood. The sons of Japheth were Gomer and Magog, and Madai and Javan and Elisha, and Tubal and Meshech and Tiras. And the sons of Gomer were Ashkenaz and Riphath and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan were Elisha and Tarshish, Kittim, Rodanim. The islands of the nations were marked off from these on their land, each according to their tongue, in their tribes and their nations. The sons of Ham were Cush and Egypt, Put and Canaan. The sons of Cush were Sheba and Havilah and Sabtah and Ramah and Sabteka. The sons of Ramah were Sheba and Dedan. Cush fathered Nimrod. He was the first to be a giant on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord God. Because of this they will say, as Nimrod was a mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom became Babylon, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. From that land he went out to Assyria, and built Nineveh, and the city of Rehoboth, and Calah, and Resen between Nineveh and Calah. This is the great city. And Egypt fathered the Lydians, and the Nephtalim, and the Anamim, and the Lehabim, and the Pathrusim, and the Casluhim, from whom the Philistines came, and the Cretans. Canaan fathered Sidon, his firstborn, and the Hittite, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgashite, and the Hivite, and the Archite, and the Sinite, and the Arvadite, and the Zemarite, and the Hamathite. After this the tribes of the Canaanites were scattered around. And the boundaries of the Canaanites were from Sidon, until one comes to Gerar and Gaza, until one comes to Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, as far as Dasa. These are the sons of Ham, in their tribes according to their tongues, in their territories and in their nations. And to Shem were born children, even to him, the father of all the sons of Eber, the brother of Japheth the greater. The sons of Shem were Elam and Assyria, and Arpachshad, and Lud and Aram. And the sons of Aram were Uz and Hul, and Gether and Meshech. And Arpachshad fathered Canaan, and Canaan fathered Shelah. Shelah fathered Eber, and to Eber was brought forth 2 sons. The name of the first was Peleg, because in his days the earth was divided. And the name of his brother was Joktan. Joktan brought forth Almodad, and Sheleph, and Hazarmaveth, and Jerah, and Hadoram, and Uzal, and Diklah, and Abimael, and Sheba, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan, and their dwelling was from Massa until coming to Ophir, a mountain of the east. These are the sons of Shem in their tribes, according to their tongues and their territories, and in their nations. These are the tribes of the sons of Noah, according to their generations, according to their nations. From these the islands of the nations were scattered about on the earth after the flood. And the whole earth was one tongue, and there was one speech for all. And it came about as they moved from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and settled there. And one person said to the next, Come, let us make bricks and bake them with fire. And the brick became stone for them, and the clay for them was bitumen. And they said, Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower, whose top shall be as far as heaven. And let us make a name for ourselves before we are scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the sons of men had built. And the Lord said, Look, one race and one tongue of all, and this they have begun to do. And nothing that they undertake to do will now be wanting from them. Come, and let us go down and confuse their tongue there, so that they will not hear each one the speech of the next. And the Lord scattered them abroad from there over the face of all the earth. And they left off building the city and the tower. Therefore its name was called Confusion, because there the Lord confused the tongues of all the earth. And from there the Lord scattered them abroad over the face of all the earth. And these are the generations of Shem. Shem was a son of 100 years when he became the father of Arpachshad, in the 2nd year after the flood. And Shem lived after he became the father of Arpachshad 500 years, and had sons and daughters, and died. And Arpachshad lived 135 years, and became the father of Canaan. And Arpachshad lived after he became the father of Canaan 430 years, and had sons and daughters, and died. And Canaan lived 130 years, and became the father of Salah. And Canaan lived after he became the father of Salah 330 years, and had sons and daughters, and died. And Salah lived 130 years, and became the father of Eber. And Salah lived after he became the father of Eber 330 years, and had sons and daughters, and died. And Eber lived 134 years, and became the father of Phalec. And Eber lived after he became the father of Phalec 370 years, and had sons and daughters, and died. And Phalec lived 130 years, and became the father of Ragau. And Phalec lived after he became the father of Ragau 209 years, and had sons and daughters, and died. And Ragau lived 132 years, and became the father of Serach. And Ragau lived after he became the father of Serach 207 years, and had sons and daughters, and died. And Serach lived 130 years, and became the father of Nahor. And Serach lived after became the father of Nahor 200 years, and had sons and daughters, and died. And Nahor lived 79 years, and became the father of Terah. And Nahor lived after he became the father of Terah 129 years, and had sons and daughters, and died. And Terah lived 70 years, and became the father of Abram and Nahor and Haran. These then are the generations of Terah. Terah was the father of Abram and Nahor and Haran. And Haran was the father of Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land in which he was born, in the country of the Chaldeans. And Abram and Nahor took wives for themselves. Abram's wife's name was Sarah, and Nahor's wife's name was Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Melchizedek, and the father of Ishka. And Sarah was barren, and she was not bearing children. And Terah took his son Abram and his son's son, Lot son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarah, his son Abram's wife, and he brought them out of the country of the Chaldeans, to go into the land of Canaan. And he came as far as Charan and settled there. And the days of Terah in Charan amounted to 205 years, and Terah died in Charan. And the Lord said to Abram, Go forth from your country, and from your kindred, and from your father's house, to the land that I will show you. And I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be one blessed. And I will bless those who bless you, and those who curse you I will curse, and in you all the tribes of the earth shall be blessed. And went, as the Lord had told him to, and Lot left with him. Now Abram was 75 years of age when he departed from Charan. And Abram took his wife Sarah, and his brother's son Lot, and all their possessions that they had acquired in every person whom they had acquired in Charan, and they departed to go to the land of Canaan. And they came to the land of Canaan. And Abram passed through the land in its length, as far as the place Sichem, at the high oak. Now at that time the Canaanites used to inhabit the land. And the Lord appeared to Abram and said to him, To your offspring I will give this land. And Abram built there an altar to the Lord who had appeared to him. And from there he withdrew to the mountain to the east of Bethel, and set up his tent there, Bethel towards the sea, and Haggai to the east. And there he built an altar to the Lord, and called on the name of the Lord. And Abram set out, and as he traveled he encamped in the wilderness. And a famine occurred upon the land, and Abram went down to Egypt to reside there as an alien, for the famine prevailed upon the land. And it came about, when Abram drew near to enter into Egypt, that Abram said to his wife Sarah, I do know that you are a woman beautiful in countenance. It will be, therefore, that should the Egyptians see you, they will say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but you they will keep for themselves. Say therefore, I am his sister, so that it may go well with me because of you, and my soul will live on your account. And it came about when Abram entered into Egypt, as the Egyptians saw the woman, that she was very beautiful, that then the rulers of Pharaoh saw her and praised her to Pharaoh, and brought her into Pharaoh's house. And for her sake they dealt well with Abram, and he had sheep and calves and donkeys, male and female slaves, mules and camels. And God tried Pharaoh and his house with great and grievous trials because of Sarah Abram's wife. Now when Pharaoh had called Abram, he said, "What is this you have done to me, that you did not tell me that she is your wife? Why did you say, 'She is my sister,' and I took her to myself for a wife? And now here is your wife before you. Take her, hurry off." And Pharaoh commanded men concerning Abram to join in escorting him, and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him. Then Abram went up from Egypt, he and his wife, and all that was his, and Lot with him, into the wilderness. Now Abram was very rich in livestock, and in silver, and in gold. And he journeyed whence he had come into the wilderness as far as Bethel, to the place where formerly his tent had been, between Bethel and between Haggai, to the place of the altar that he had made there at first. And there Abram invoked the name of the Lord. And Lot, who was journeying together with Abram, had sheep and cattle and tents. And the land did not have room for them to live together, for their possessions were many, and they could not live together. And strife occurred between the herders of Abram's livestock, and between the herders of Lot's livestock. Now at that time the Canaanites and the Perizzites used to inhabit the land. So then Abram said to Lot, "Let there not be strife between you and me, and between your herders and my herders, for we are kindred. See, is not the whole land before you? Separate yourself from me. If you go to the left, I will go to the right, but if you go to the right, I will go to the left." And Lot, lifting up his eyes, saw all the region round about the Jordan, that all was watered, before God had overthrown Sodom and Gomorrah, like the orchard of God, and like the land of Egypt, until one came to Zagorah. And Lot chose for himself all the region round about the Jordan. And Lot set out from the east, and they separated, each one from his kinsman. So then Abram settled in the land of Canaan, but Lot settled in a city of the regions round about and tented in Sodom. Now the people who were in Sodom were wicked and exceedingly sinful before God. And God said to Abram after Lot had separated from him, "Look up with your eyes, look from the place where you are now, toward the north and southwest and east and sea. For all the land that you see, I will give it to you and to your offspring forever. And I will make your offspring like the sand of the sea. If anyone can count the sand of the sea, your offspring also shall be counted. Rise up, pass through the land, both in the length of it and in the breadth, for I will give it to you." And moving his tent, Abram came and settled by the oak of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and there he built an altar to the Lord. This happened in the reign of Amraphel, king of Shinar. Arioch, king of Elasar, and Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Targal, king of nations, made war with Bilhah, king of Sodom, and Bershah, king of Gomorrah, and Shinar, king of Admah, and Shemeber, king of Zeboim, and with the king of Bela, that is Zoar. All these conspired at the Salt Chasm, this is the Salt Sea. For 12 years they served Chedorlaomer, but in the 13th year they revolted. In the 14th year Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him came and massacred the giants who were in Ashtaroth Karnaim, and strong nations together with them, and the Emim who were in the city of Shaveh, and the Horites who were in the mountains of Seir, as far as the terebinth of Paran, which is in the wilderness. And when they returned, they came to the fountain of judgment, this is Kadesh, and massacred all the rulers of Amalek, and the Amorites who were dwelling in Hazazon Tamar, the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, this is Zoar, came out, and they arrayed their armies against them for a battle in the Salt Valley, against Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations, and Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Elasar, these 4 kings against the 5. Now the Salt Valley had pits of tar. The king of Sodom and the king of Gomorrah fled and fell in there. Those who were left behind fled into the mountain. They took every horse that belonged to Sodom and Gomorrah, and all their provisions, and went away. They took also Lot, the son of the brother of Abram, and his household stuff, and they left, for he was living in Sodom. And one of those who had been delivered approached and reported to Abram the migrant. Now the Amorite himself dwelt at the oak of Mamre, the brother of Eshcol and the brother of Onan, who were allies of Abram. Abram, upon hearing that his brother Lot was taken prisoner, counted his own household members, 318, and he pursued them as far as Dan. And he fell upon them at night, he and his servants, and he struck them and chased them to Hobah, which is on the left of Damascus. And he brought back every horse of Sodom. And he brought back Lot his brother, and all his possessions, and the women, and the people. Now after he had returned from the slaughter of Kedalamer, and the kings who were with him, the king of Sodom went out to meet him at the valley of Shaveh. This was the plain of a king. And Melchizedek king of Salem brought out bread loaves and wine. Now he was priest of God Most High. And he blessed Abram and said, Blessed be Abram to God Most High, who created the heaven and the earth. And blessed be God Most High, who has delivered up your enemies as subjects to you. And he gave him 1/10 of everything. Then the king of Sodom said to Abram, Give me the men, but take the cavalry for yourself. But Abram said to the king of Sodom, I will extend my hand to God Most High, who created the heaven and the earth, if I shall take from a small cord to a sandal thong of all the things that are yours, lest you say, I have made Abram rich, except the things that the young men have eaten, and the share of the men who went along with me, Eshcol, Aunan, Mamre. These shall take a share.